Hey guys, my name is Sediak and welcome back to another episode of Transport Fever 2 India Edition, where we're witnessing a brand new train that goes from Mumbai to Bangalore that delivers the machines. We've got, in the last episode guys, our first delivery of machines on this brand new, huge distribution hub that we built in Mumbai. And how it works, if you've seen the last few episodes, we take wood from up here near Raipur and bring it down to Mumbai. We ship the wood over from Mumbai all the way up here to Chab, which gets delivered to the machines factories. Then we get steel from this coal area and ore area over here, which gets delivered to the steel plants near Banyam. Then all the way back down to produce the machines, shipped back over to Mumbai, and the train takes it all the way to Bangalore. Now, it's such an intertwined and connected system. Quite complex, but it sets us up now to bring in all different types of goods into Mumbai to distribute on this huge train station to all the different areas. Now, in today's episode, we're going to try and extend it a little bit more. We're going to try and make it a little bit more efficient, deliver a lot more goods, and also deliver more machines to some of the other towns around the area and the region. We're also going to take a look at our high-speed train network. I think it's time, guys, that we now, make the trains bigger and faster on the high-speed train line, which is going to be kind of crazy, and just do some overall improvements before we figure out what expansions we're going to be doing in the next coming episodes. We got some big stuff planned. We've got to extend the high-speed train line even further than it goes right now, but boy oh boy is it becoming quite complex. Now, before we go anywhere, we're first going to figure out, before I deliver the machines to the other towns that need machines, we've got to first figure out what is the weak link? What is the weak link in this whole system to getting machines to Mumbai? Well, we've got to first look at, we've got to take over wood. So to produce more machines for delivery, we've got to give this factories more of the goods that they're actually now getting. Now, on all three of them, it looks like they have loads of steel, but not enough planks of wood. So the weak link at the moment is getting more wood deliveries. Now, what we need to do is get more wood delivered in Mumbai, which you can see there's only 170 right now. These ships can hold 130. So even if I did add more ships in to make the deliveries more frequent, we're just not getting enough wood on the actual harbour itself. Now, the wood comes from this sawmill all the way up here. And at the moment, there is a lot of wood on the platform. So we, in reality, kind of need to set up the ability to get more wood delivered, basically. And I think what we might do is slightly transform this train station to be able to accept a multitude of trains coming in. So we're not having to wait for the two platforms. We can have a couple of them free, because I have a feeling we're going to have to add an additional train on the Mumbai wood route. So just get this to speed up for a second. Once it's out of here past the crisscrossy stage, we'll then put it into pause and we're going to delete. We'll start by deleting the roads because I need to push the alignments back a little bit. So don't worry too much about that. We're going to now configure this and we're going to get rid of the buildings either side of the connections. So we've got a couple of ways in which we can kind of approach doing this in reality. I could either set it up where we've done something kind of similar to this, the bypassing route, but we don't want a bypassing route. We want to have additional kind of trains coming in. So in reality, what we do have to do is run a line going down this side, but because we have to have the buildings connected to the road, I'm then going to have to put an additional platform on them. So I might as well give them that little bit of additional. Now, what I've done here is now give ourselves the ability to have 6 lines. We don't need 6 lines. So the other side of it is, well, just delete the one side here. And then we've got 4 lines, which will be a lot easier to handle and maintain moving forward. So put the platforms on here as well. And now all of a sudden we've got 4 lanes, which is pretty good. And I'm just going to connect these in. Now, we've got to do it before the crisscross. If we can do it before the crisscross, that will... There's too much curvature. That would enable us to be able to get them to utilize what they need to do, but there's too much curvature on this. So if I go here and go into there, and if I go here and go into there, and then pretty much build the crisscross here instead. So that should be no issues. But apparently there is issues. What is the issue here that I can't build a crisscross? Huh? What is going on? I don't know what's going on lately with the game, but all of a sudden, building crisscrosses has become very, very difficult. You see what I mean? Construction, not possible. What are you talking about? The construction is not possible to do the basic of most basic crisscrosses. Right. Is it because of the way the train line is running? If I put you into there, and then if I put you to there, I know there is an uninterrupted connection now here. Right, why can't I do a crisscross? Too much curvature, construction not possible. What are they talking about right now? Game, what are you talking about right now? There's too much curvature, it's not possible. I don't get what the issue is here. You know what I mean? I'm not 100% sure, so let me just pull it back to what it would normally was. Is it because we're so sunken in the ground? That can't be the issue. Maybe I need to go a little bit longer than while I'm building them. Right, don't tell me all of a sudden I know. Oh, there we. Right, I'm gonna. Right, let's just continue. Let's just not talk about it. Let's just continue. So we've now got two ways in which we can bring the kind of trains in this area. Obviously, we've got to add the buildings to the side. So to be honest with you, now that we've kind of transformed side, there was no need to delete this side, but it's all okay anyway. I'm going to go for large buildings. We'll grab a road connection on them. So bringing you up and out. I'm just going to do it like that, just so it is connected. You would obviously go to here, but we've got to make sure that we're connected to all of it. We are. So no need to play around anymore. Now, the Mumbai wood, I could now technically keep that line separate from the normal wood route. You know what I mean? So I could make it come into Mumbai here. No, sorry, Raipur, sorry. Into number 3 and then get it to not utilize 1 and 2, to get it to utilize 3 and 4. So that completely stays separate and that gives that line the ability to kind of come in. Also gives it 2 platforms if you've got a multitude of trains coming in at the same time. Just makes life a lot easier. Now on this platform, there is like 360 pieces of wood. So what we're going to do is we're going to duplicate the train. So we then have 2 of those trains on that line. So we're now doubling the amount of wood that we're going to be delivering to Mumbai, which is amazing. So that's one way we can get more wood over, is just have more wood up for delivery. This ship's now coming in. It's going to unload, then load pretty much back up. There's only 40 remaining. And the next ship is a little bit out of the way out just yet anyway, so it gives it time for the next train to kind of come in. Now, it does put a lot of goods on the bang machines, and what we're going to do right now is set up a few more routes that can, when the deliveries come in, it's spread between the different lines. So we've got to figure out then, on this current kind of line, commuter line that we go through, what other stations or cities can we connect to that require machines? So looking at it, we've got Anantapur, we've got Hubli, we've also got Mysore, and we've got Bellary. So we've got 4 other towns right now that we can connect to it. So let's zoom in, and let's create these routes. So from Mumbai to Hubli there, and we'll come back and adjust it in a minute anyway. From Mumbai to Anantapur, another new line from Mumbai to Mysore. And then another new line needs to go to Bellary. But the problem with Bellary is we don't have a cargo platform for it to connect to. Now, we have other towns like Tumkur, and we have Raichur and Chudapar, but they're not on that train line that we can connect so easy to. So what we're going to have to do then is we're going to have to kind of customize and edit the Bellary station to include a cargo platform. So we're just going to have to delete one of these little areas, which will be there, unfortunately. But all we got to do is place that in, and all of a sudden we now have a cargo drop-off point for Bellary. So back in those new lines. So from Mumbai to Bellary, we're all good, boys. Now, we've got to see, out of all of this, which is line 6 here, we're going to make them all come from the first 4. So in Mumbai, we'll default it to 1, 2, 3, 4. Line 7, default it to 1. Make sure you can also access 2, 3, and 4. Again, default it to 1, access 2, 3, 4. And we'll make the first 4 lines be what gets taken away from the harbour, and the last 4 lines of what comes in to the harbour. That's how we can kind of control, you know, the alignments and the amount of goods coming in and the train traffic. So that's them lines all now set up. We start on line 6. I know I've got to rename them. We'll get onto that at some point. And we'll make these all like a lightish silvery colour to, you know, symbol the colour of the machines. So at least you know what those lines are pretty much going to be doing. Right, so that's the 4 lines, the 4 cities. We've got Hubli, Anantapur, Mysore, and Bellary. Now, we can do a turn to go up this way, but at the minute, there's nothing else connected to it. Any other cities that do require it, we'll have to kind of bring them over via a vehicle from a nearby city. So, like, for example, like, if I deliver the goods to Bellary, I can get a vehicle that take it from Bellary to Chudapar or Raichur until I get a train line connected to it. Now, we've got them all set up in theoretically. I've got to sort out how they get to their individual towns. So let's start with the first one, which is Hubli, which comes to over here. Now, when it gets to Hubli, we should be able to access it both sides. So if there's a passenger train, it can also go to the other side of the station if needs be. And let me just rename this right now. Hubli Machines. If I can spell correctly. Apparently I can't spell correctly right now. Machines. There we go. I don't know what I'm doing. So that sorts that one out. Then we've got Anantapur. Now, this should be the same as well. We should be able to, on Anantapur right now, be able to access both sides, which we do. Oh, hello. What's going on? There we go. Access both sides. Oh, it's the autosave that was stopping me. So we're going to call this Anantapur Machines. Easy enough. Now, the next one, which will be line 8, which is going down to Mysore. And again, same for you with this. Edit this name, Mysore. Oh, I'm not even typing. What's going on? Mysore Machines. I keep putting an O in it. Why do I keep putting an O in it? Machines. Machines. I don't know if I'm spelling machines right at this point. I've completely lost my mind. Machines, yes. It looks like my chimes. And then, of course, Bellary. Now, Bellary only has one cargo platform. I can't add another one in because of how it's set up in the middle. That's fine. But that does what it needs to do in Bellary. We just got to give it, obviously, the name of Bellary Machines. Why am I not renaming it? What's going on? Bellary. Now, all of a sudden, this is now going to deliver machines to an additional 4 cities on top of the one that we've currently got in Bangalore. So that'll be 5 cities in total, which is going to put a lot more train traffic on the line. But with how we've got it all set up, there shouldn't be any issues. We've set it up where if a train has to wait, there's a signal in place and it will just take its time and wait its turn. That's pretty much how it would all get set up. Now, we're going to need to get a train hub depot thing set up. I have one over there, but it's on this side, so I'm going to get one to go on this side just here, so it's kind of like mimicking what we currently have. And they'll all instantly go straight towards Mumbai, which is great for us. So bringing this in, just like that, it just mimics that there. And that sorts us out beautifully. So, we have no goods for the other stuff yet, but the amount of goods coming in, that could be easily distributed between all the platforms. Let's now set up a train. We're going to do a similar train to what we've currently got. Is this the train here? That's the Mumbai Wood one. Is it you? No. It's easier just to kind of select it. Bangalore, not tools. Bangalore machines, manage the vehicles. Now, I don't think this needs to be as big as it is. A 60 capacity sounds huge at the moment, doesn't it? We'll go 48 capacity. So we've got a 48 capacity. That's all I need to know. So buy this, and we're going to try and replicate the same train. So we are using the Russian class because it's very, very cheap to run a year. And then cargo-wise, we got it by type, but let's do it by capacity. We need the box car, and it just needs to be a 48 capacity. Nothing too big because I don't really have that amount of vehicles, or sorry, machines coming over. So let's put these on each one individually. So Anatapur machines. We've already done Bang machines, Belarus machines, Hubli machines, and of course last will be Mysore machines. So 4 new routes set up. So when a ship comes in, which this one coming in right now, only has 12 on board in terms of machine goods. What about the ship after that? Has 122. Is this one about to deliver some wood? It is. There's 66 on the platform, but there's not enough wood being delivered there at the moment. So that's what I mean by we need to up those wood numbers, and hopefully we are. There's 240 now waiting. I think a wood train has literally just come in. Hold on, I think I've got this in the wrong way, haven't I? Yeah. I was meant to get... Is that the Bang one? Yeah. I was meant to get the have they come in yet, those trains? No. We're going to quickly switch them over. I've got them the wrong way round. I said 1 to 4 should be outgoing and 4 to 8 incoming, but we've got to now flip them round. So I think the easiest thing to do... Oh, we've also got the colour of the machines, like a light blue there as well, don't we? Yeah. Right, Anatapur machines, manage the line. In Mumbai, we'll put it on number 5. Oh, no. We're doing the wrong one. It's the Bang machines, isn't it? Right, I'm getting confused already. Manage the line. In Mumbai, number 1. Make it do... Get rid of all of this. There we go. That's all we needed to do. Switches over. And then the Mumbai wood incoming, as in like goods that get into this area, we're going 5 to 8. So put it on number 5. Get rid of all of this. 6, 7, 8. Right, this makes life a little bit easier for us to understand. You know what I mean? Right, there's a lot of wood here anyway, which is good to see. Ship coming in, which will pick up a load of wood. And give that time, because obviously now we have to wait for a full 130 delivery to come in. I could increase the amount of ships as well. Eventually we'll have bigger ships. But I could increase the amount of ships so we got more frequent deliveries, no matter how big or how small the capacity is. So it won't deliver much. It won't put anything on any other platform because it was already hard-coded to go in a certain area. But at least that's going back filled with 130 planks of wood on board anyway. So that's good. That's good. Here is our first Anatapur machine train, but there's no machines for it just yet. We've got to give it some time. Got to give it plenty of time. Now there's 42 there waiting. That ship's just left with 69 on board. We just need more wood, boys. So just give that time to kind of circulate and do what it's got to do. And we'll come back a little bit later and see where we're pretty much at. Now, while we're waiting for that to kind of do what it's got to do, I want to take a look at the high-speed train lines. Now, when we take a look at the high-speed trains, they don't go through Belarus. They go through Bangalore. Now, I don't feel like there's that many people now waiting because we did increase the amount of capacity of people coming through and in. But what I want to do is take a look at the trains, right? We'll still keep the same numbers. It does make good cash, but I'm probably going to ruin it right now. Now, the reason I'm going to ruin it, and when I say ruin it, I mean I'm going to increase the expenses. Reason for it is because it will then make me determined to add more connections to the high-speed train line and bring more people to it. So we're going to manage the vehicles. We probably won't need as many vehicles, so I might... Actually, you know what? We'll get rid of the 2 bad ones here. We'll sell them. So we're going to reduce it from 6 down to 4, but we're going to make the trains a lot faster. So let's replace these. And is this where we take a look at maybe... Do we have any multi-units? We have the Zephyr right over here. 177 kilometers. It only has a capacity of 52. These trains have a capacity of 120. It does intrigue me, but I think it's still too early for multi-units just yet. Now, diesel engines, that's a no-go. Electric, we do have the ability to go high speed on electric, but that's 2.2 million a year. So top speed, based on top speed, this is 1.9 and goes just as fast. That's 1.2. So we're using the blue engine, which is this, that does 100 kilometers. I could upgrade it to go 145 kilometers on the Class A4. That is, yeah, it's faster, but it's a little bit too much more money. So we're going to implement that first. Passenger based, this goes 180 kilometers. Now, I obviously have a top speed now of 160. Is it 160? 145, sorry, 145. So I could go, I'm limited to 145 now, which is still a lot faster than what them trains currently go. But we're now looking at capacity. They're 19, 20, 20. So these two here carry 20. That one's cheaper a year. This one weighs a lot less. We'll go for the one that weighs a lot less because we can then pull more people. So they carry 120 already. Is it the same carriage? It might be the same carriage already. No, I think that might be the carriage. No, hold on. What carriage have we been using? I'm not sure if this is the carriage. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. A 120 capacity. I'll do 2 more, so 160 capacity. Replace all of them. So there will be faster trains. Right. Faster trains, bigger capacities. Now, to be honest with you, it's longer than the actual platform right now, so I don't know whether that's going to be an issue anywhere. I don't think it will be. But these trains are a lot faster, bigger capacity, but there's also now less trains on the line. So I don't know how that's going to work out. But it does get to speed a lot quicker as well. It will get to speed a lot quicker. It's already doing 80, 90, 100 kilometers, 106 before it has to slow down into here. So that is now a lot faster. So I fully expect the expenses to be higher, but that'll give me more of a reason to bring more people, like making this area more intertwined and connected. It's very exciting. Now, how many people we got waiting here? Wow, there is a lot of people here between the I say two islands, between Sri Lanka and India. We need to add more ships to this, or bigger capacity ships. So if I was to replace passenger and then do it based on capacity, the Zurich here, that can carry 150. Now the ship that I'm using is it the Wilhelm? Is that how you pronounce it? Yes, it is. That holds 70. This holds more than double. It's 10 kilometers faster, but it is a lot more money to run a year. Now, if I'm not too bothered about... No, I won't be too bothered because that makes good cash anyway. I could get one of these on, but my fear is one enough? Or is two too much? Do you know what I mean? I think we'll start with one. We'll replace it with one. Because that's a 150 capacity. Now, obviously, we've got a lot of people waiting at both of these harbours. But is the 150 capacity enough to slowly eat through it? You know what I mean? That makes sense. I'm kind of hoping that is the case. I am kind of hoping that's the case, because that's just taking a big chunk of people off there. So, to be honest with you, one might be too much in terms of eventually the ship will no longer be filled to the brim. But it's a good problem to have. It's a good issue to have. There's a lot of people now waiting, so we'll see how that gets on. There's a lot of moving parts now going on with all the stuff that we're now changing. Now, ship leaving, 134. We've got 110 on the platform right now. Do we have any goods on any of the other areas? No. What train are you for? You're for Anantapur. Still had no deliveries yet. So what's going on with the wood train then? This has a capacity of 120. So we are slowly eating into that still. Where's the other train? That is the train. Okay. Ah, they're both on the way to deliver. Nice. Okay. Okay, boys. Wait, hold on. There's food here? How did food get here? And where from? So if they're taking food over, it means they're not... Oh, okay. It's going to Chab. Who's bringing food over here? It's gotta be... I mean, it'll be easy to figure out. It's the station, guys. It's the station that has food on it. One of them's Bellary. And one of them's Anantapur. So what we got to say to this line then, when it gets to Bellary, that you only load... Sorry, no. You only unload. That's all you got to tell it to do. Is that all you do is unload. Manage line... Anantapur, because we don't want to send food over. Don't want to send food over at all. Oh, it's happening over here as well. So yeah, I should be on this. So Mysore gets the delivery of goods, and Bangalore, it's stuff that wouldn't be taken back, so we're okay. We are okay. Right, ship coming in. 122 on board of machines. Now, will this be the ship that actually puts machines on other platforms? I don't know if we've got that far yet. Well, of course, we've got to take a look at maybe changing the ships, making the ships faster. Maybe that's something that we look towards in just a moment. Right, let me just see if this ship drops anything off in terms of machines for other platforms. Actually, I don't know if you'll see... Oh, no, I'm about to say you won't see it because I think it all keeps it on the same platform anyway. So, the reality of that is it might be a good idea to kind of change it a bit. So, when you take a look at Anantapur, if I make its default platform to be number, for example, 4, it will take the goods off there and put them there, leaving more space for goods on here. Bellary... do the same for you. Just make its default platform 2. Again, it just takes a couple off. Not much, not much. Mysore, make your default platform 3. So you can just see it visually a little bit better, but it makes no difference anyway. Right, can we make the ships better is the question. So manage the vehicle, select them all, replace if I was to. Cargo by capacity. Now we're utilising... Oh, that's a good point. What ships are we utilising? We're utilising the Schaffhausen, isn't it? Which does 32. I think it's the fastest boat we've currently got, isn't it? Yeah. So there's no need to change them just yet. That one's bringing 33 back, but I think the ship after that is now full yet. How much is now waiting? 104. And how much of wood is over here? So I think we've got, like, at the minute, the perfect number. There's no need to kind of change anything too crazy. But I think those machine routes will not be making much cash because of how infrequent the deliveries currently are. But at least the cities will be growing, is the main thing. Now, Bangalore, ever since you got that, you can see when we got the machines delivered, we had the tool delivery come in there. Then it started to plateau, then machine delivery, and it's grown again, and I think it might start to plateau shortly anyway. Do we need to give it a helping hand in city growth? I'm not too sure. We've got to keep our eyes on this. Why? There's a lot of people here for a certain line. The Bez to Trick, sorry. Could that do with increasing the capacity sizes? Or is it a case of... No, yeah, I think we need to. Let's edit these trains. So I could change the carriages. Actually, I'm going to replace the trains. So we're going to stick to the steam still. Okay. We are utilizing the blue one, which is this, so we'll keep it on that because it seemed to be doing a good job anyway. We'll just make the capacity a lot bigger on these trains. So we'll go for, capacity-wise, these ones. So are they cheaper? I mean, that's 20 and a bit cheaper. Well, that's 20 and a bit cheaper, but it's a lot heavier, isn't it? That's the lightest one, so we're going to go for this one. So 2... 4, 6, 8. Why am I counting in twos? I don't know why I'm doing in twos. That's 100 capacity. So they currently hold an 80 capacity. So that'll give us an extra 40 capacity on the line in general. That'll give us an extra 80 capacity on the line in general. Let's do that instead. Because there is a lot of people waiting here. And we will need to shift them. Now the Mang to Bell... I reckon we do the same to this line as well. So manage the vehicles, replace the vehicles. The train in question is the blue one, the 10-wheeler. Because that would also bring more people to the high-speed train line in general as well. There's little bits and bobs we're doing to kind of improve things. Now, this train line down here, Ram to Coin, we're going to sort this one out. Now, because this was so short, we kind of did things a little bit different here. You know what I mean? We went for the red train, which I don't know if we're going to find it right now in all of this. This one here, which is 242. That's a little bit more, but it's not going to break the bank. Passengers, these carry 76. So an extra 24, that'll be an extra 48 passengers we can move. All right, let's wait for the autosave to kick in. Any minute now. Autosave. There we go. Them trains are now also a lot bigger. Passenger numbers have completely dropped right now on the shipping route. So we had our moment of big cash, and now we're back to normal numbers, but it all could change again. Now we've got bigger trains delivering passengers down here. Do you have a lot of people over here? Yes. It could be a case of we need to replace these with larger capacity streetcars. So go by capacity. Oh, we've got some different ones now. So we're utilizing these blue ones, which has a capacity of 21. Now we could do 25. So let's replace them with them. So a bit better. So an extra 4. It's only an extra 4 people per vehicle. But then I'm going to duplicate 2 more on that one line. Duplicate 2 more on the other line. So there's now gone from 4 to 6 on both lines. Big difference. Huge difference. There's a lot of stuff over here you could really work with as well. Now, there's only one place that needs the food. Which, there's a lot of grain going over to there. You could argue it's time to increase the capacity of the vehicles. So do it by capacity. we've currently got a 7 capacity. We can go to a 16. Wow, so you're doubling with the same vehicle. So that's just doubled the capacity instantly. This route here, manage these vehicles, replace them. They've got to carry grain, which will be you. So big differences now coming in. Real big differences. And that's just that line in general. Right, I'm not going to do too much here, because I feel like we need to spend more time sorting all that out. We should now have more deliveries coming in. There's a few more bits and bobs waiting on different platforms, which is good to see. There's the bang machines. We've got a ship on the way, which is carrying 108. Then the ship behind that is carrying 121. They've still got a few machines that can still be made. So now we get a constant cycle of those goods coming in. We're still getting a constant drop of wood coming in. Which there's a Mumbai train coming in right now. And is that a Mumbai train about to pick up again? So that Mumbai route in general is making good cash. Even better when they get a year when both of them drop off at the same time. So it's all going to plan. It is all going to plan. It's just it takes time. Now, Bellary, where's all these passengers here? Are these numbers starting to dip now? We're getting more capacity on these trains. We'll have to wait for that one on the way back. I want to see... so it's heading towards Bangalore. So both of them going through here towards Bangalore is where we're really waiting to see the difference in train numbers. Where's the trains for this line anyway? There's one up there. And there's one now on the way back. So how busy does this become? There's 49 people it's going to pick up in Bellary. That'll put it a lot, like a high capacity. So it wouldn't leave them as much space open. So it is as if 26 spaces are available. It all depends on how many get off at Bellary. Depends on how many can get on. Now the tram lines as well. We got to pay attention to these. We have to upgrade these tram lines. That one seems okay at the moment. So passenger-wise here, we're looking at the best of trick one right now with 260 people currently waiting there. Bellary is quite a busy area. I think it's mainly down to the fact that it's the only station on the high-speed train line at the moment that crisscrosses without stopping at the high-speed train. So they all want to get to Bangalore where they crisscross there, which makes complete sense. The train is now filled to the brim. Oh, new wagons. New wagons unlocked for cargo. That's going to change things. That's dramatically going to change things right now. Right, do we look to getting a third train on this trick to Bez line? Do you know what? I'm going to do it. That third train looks like it's definitely 100% needed. And then the Mang to Bow line as well looks like it could do with a fourth train. See how we get on with all of those. Right, we've got new wagons right now we can utilize. And I think the first place I'm going to do it is Mumbai Wood. Mumbai Wood, we're going to manage these vehicles and we're going to edit them. Now, they currently have a 120 capacity. Okay. So if I get rid of the ones on this one and give it the same amount of wagons, which that's easier said than done because of, you know, numbers, but I could give it a 200 capacity, which might sound wild, but that completely future-proofs us for the future. That's normally what future-proofing does. But then this needs to deliver more as well. So how can we get this to deliver more? I mean, how much wood's over here? Holy moly. Okay, so let me just manage these vehicles now. And do the same to these. Flat car with side stakes. I haven't really looked between the differences of the two. Oh, that's the lighter one, so that does make the most sense. Give them a 200 capacity borderline anyway. That means more wood will get delivered, more money being made there. That's amazing. What's going to be happening there, boys? That is absolutely amazing. Big game changers is all I can say. And I don't want to do it with all the ore stuff right now because we need... I mean, actually, that's a good point. Because obviously, I know we need lots of steel, but are these able to uphold what's currently being delivered? You could argue no is the answer. You could argue no. We need more coal coming in than ore. So the two lines to this, the Anna coal and the Anna ore, let me manage the vehicles on this. So we've got 3 in each. Now, if I replace these... And see, now we've got a diesel train. That's 1.2 versus a steel train. If I do build date, a steam train, sorry, the Russian class there. I think we actually, how much was that one? Sorry. Ooh, okay. I still think we're on steam at the minute. That's at 80 speed though. That diesel. You know what? We're switching over to diesel. That's a high top speed. A lot of pulling power. And this route will be able to pay for it as well, so there's no worries on that. Capacity-wise, with the gondolas, that's a lighter one. So that's 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. That's 198. No, we'll keep it 198. But on the coal run, we'll give it 1 extra train because it looks like the deliveries for coal are a lot less, as you can see. So that extra coal train should hopefully off-balance the deliveries coming in. Now, I'm not too sure what the capacity of the trains were beforehand. I think you can kind of tell that by a train delivering. So we got basically an extra 18 on each train's capacity. This doesn't need any more steel. We just need more wood being delivered. But with the increased size of the trains coming in right now, we should see that big difference happening. To the point where then you start going, okay, we need an extra ship. You know what I mean? Alright, wait for that autosave. Now, I think I've gone over a fair few amount of routes right now. You could argue the vehicle ones here. So, and it's a per food. Are we got no vehicles on that? What's going on there? There's no goods on the platform for it. I mean, it seems to be making money. Right, let's see if we can transform all of these vehicles. So, manage vehicles. Now, also on it, we've got the Anatapur, we've got the Balguam food. We've got the Bellary food. We've got the Goa food. And the Hubli food. Now, all these vehicles, we're going to literally replace them with a bigger cargo capacity, which you carry 16. So that will then deliver more food in general for us. Now, would that need to carry more grain and wheat? I'm not sure how it's going to play out. But that will now suck a lot of the capacity off this platform. And then not as much then would go to waste. So those numbers will increase. More food being delivered to the towns. Numbers are definitely dropping on passengers, so we are moving more people, which is good to see. Now, let me just check out the tram line here. There's a lot of people waiting here. So for this one, we have 8 trams. I'll replace them all. Or we could go for these ones at 26. No, we'll go with them ones because it's a little bit cheaper. Bigger capacity. So see how we get on with that one. This line here doesn't seem as bad. So maybe we don't need as many on there. It seems okay at the moment. Now, these lines are completely different, but they look okay at the same time. These ones look oh, these ones look very busy. So line 1 and 2. I know I've still got to rename these as well, but I'm going to replace these with the new ones. Oh, no electric path. Wait, no electric path? What are we missing? Tools, not street construction, buildings. Electric path? So you're telling me this had an electric path? Wait, I'm confused at what they're trying to tell me to do here, because this line here, if I wanted to replace them with the same vehicles on the other one, I've got no electric path, but where? I mean, I'm confused. Tools, tram track. Is that what it's on about in reality? It could be. Well, let me just do this, and then we'll double check. So that these 2 lines manage vehicles. Right, okay, okay, right, I get it. Right, that's now put huge capacities on these. So you'll see some big changes now kicking in with this area. Especially when they load up and unload. That's now left with 25. That's going to completely wipe out the amount of people waiting on these stations. Numbers change dramatically. Wow, okay. That's wild. But this one doesn't seem as bad, though. I mean, there's a few people waiting. But it doesn't seem that bad. So I think that's going to be okay at the moment, he says, at the moment. Right. Still lots of wood here. Yep. Do we need an additional ship? The answer would be yes. Yes. We'll have to duplicate them in moments. So they're nicely spaced out. Well, are we now getting more deliveries over here? I mean, it remains to be seen. We'll have to see what happens, but we've definitely got to be making more money now, haven't we? We have. So, what's happening here in Bangalore? The high-speed train line, yes, we have increased the expenses. But I think getting rid of the 2 trains might have been not the greatest idea. So I'm going to bring those 2 trains back and see how we get on with that. Right, what we've done is we've added a lot more capacity to a lot more lines. Okay. That is only going to make me a lot more money in the long run. Some lines could be to the point where they're now not making any money because of the difference. Now, the Mumbai wood route, why have you not made any money right now? Is it literally the fact that you haven't dropped any goods off yet? I mean, you're about to drop off some wood for the first time now. Yeah, they haven't dropped any wood off this year. So that makes sense. So now that should no longer be losing money, right? Yes, there we go. So lines I fully expect to be losing cash is the Bellary machines, because it's rarely had any deliveries because there's not many machines coming over at the moment. You could argue, well, at that point then, is it worth just doing it with vehicles? So all the machines lines I fully expect. And it's a per food though. Yes, the expensive have dramatically climbed up. So could you argue then I no longer need as many vehicles? You could argue yes, and in that regard, I'll only put 1 on there. So there we go, there we go. So I think then, next episode then, we're ready to extend the train lines. I really do think we are. We're not that far off now, guys, getting the elevated train lines. Track construction, the building wise, we're not that far off from being able to do elevated stuff. And that means I can complete the rest of the lines around here. So I want to ask you a question, guys. If you made it this far in the video, you're amazing. I love you. But you now have an important question and decision to make. Do we start building the coastal line next? Or do we expand the high-speed train line to New Delhi? Or do we, right, build the commuter lines from Hyderabad? We've got the ones from Bangalore, as we know. They go from Trick to Bez, from Mang to Belgaum, from Bangalore. We could build the commuter lines going from Hyderabad to wherever they need to go and get to. Do we do the coastal line or extend to New Delhi? Let me know in the comment section down below. But until next time, boys, I will see you all soon. So, goodbye.